Wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, get to talk about Stray Kids, not the song, the band, with my friend Tom. Tom, how are you doing?
Is there a song called Stray Kids?
Well, listen, we're not covering this on this episode, but here's the thing. Stray Kids, as you know, is going to have a new album. And on that album, there is a song which just had its unveil released today, that thus dating the recording of this episode, which is for a song titled Stray Kids, which is fun because now they have a song called Three Racha by Three Racha, and now they have a song that is Stray Kids produced by Stray Kids. And so that's cool. We'll just keep going down this route. I know we already have, Dance Racha's Wow, but maybe we can have
Dance Racha by Dance Racha.
Dance Racha by Dance Racha. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, I would love that. Other Stray Kids news that I teased you about earlier.
Yes.
Let me put on my clown mask for a second here. Okay. Today in Korea, Bangchan, Han, and Felix met up to record something, we don't know what, with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
So, thus, we have come to the point of going, okay, did they get on the soundtrack or not?
Yeah, right.
Are they going to be on the set? Because here's the thing is that we know in the past, after they got to know each other through Kingdom and all that, that Bangchan and Ryan Reynolds did do an event thing together when Ryan Reynolds was promoting Free Guy, and they did a interview to promote Free Guy and just to talk, because then they get to do something, right?
Yeah.
So they did that before, and so it could be, they also recorded a TikTok together, right? So it could be that they're just doing an interview to promote Deadpool 3. But the song Chick Chick Boom, which is the title track, is coming out right around when Deadpool comes out. And it's look, come on. It can't be at this point. It can't be that it's not there. Come on. Anyway, we know it's going to happen. Anyway, we'll have more to report on that eventually, hopefully. Am I a clown? Am I a total clown for believing in this? No, they're doing this to me. Okay. They've done this. Ryan Reynolds had a TikTok where he said, I'm going to hand the phone over to my favorite Australian, handed it to Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was like, oh, thanks. He was like, oh, no, wrong Australians. And then pointed it back over at Felix and Bangchan. Okay. Nice. So good. And then he also had a tweet about how, instead of Hugh Jackman being in Deadpool, he was going to instead have Felix and Bangchan come in and that Hugh Jackman was actually going to become a K-pop star instead. To which, listen, Hugh Jackman is not short, I don't think, but Wolverine is. And somebody was in the comments on a TikTok was this makes sense because then Changbin will not be the shortest member of Stray Kids. Because Wolverine is notoriously a short character.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pretty funny. Anyway, so there's stuff happening, okay? It's gonna happen, okay? I'm saying it now. I'm calling it.
I believe you.
Yeah. So we jumped ahead to Stray Kids stuff, but what if we haven't recorded for 2 weeks? Has anything changed? I did a lot, but yeah. What did you do? It's been 2 weeks.
Oh well, a few things have happened. Where to begin? I'm slowly getting used to my new keyboard.
Oh yeah.
This thing is it took me a minute to because the keys are spread differently than they are on a normal keyboard, and so I was making a lot of typos. I still make a few typos from time to time, but I've mostly got it figured out. But also just trying to figure out like where, on what layer I want all my keys to be on and everything. I also got I showed you, right? I got a little a tiny little monitor to put on my desk so that I can have my key map
yeah, you did
visible,
tell me that, yeah.
So that I can like always see what key layer I'm on and where my keys are. The device is called a Moonlander Mark 1. Moonlander Mark 1. Yeah, that's
Moonlander
by ZSA Moonlander. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. It's cool though. I
Is
like
it? Yeah. I feel like I don't know enough about keyboards anymore, because like there's this whole like subculture of like building your own mechanical keyboard from scratch now.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know either, but I recently, I got Jeanette, like not like a crazy expensive, like $100 new chair for her desk, because she doesn't have one. She had like a chair, but like it was kind of too, like the arms were too wide to fit under her desk, and so like it wasn't super comfortable. She'd have to sit too far back, and so I found one that was like nice. It was cute. It got good reviews, and I was like, cool, this will work. And she likes it. But now she's like, okay, listen, I'm a gamer, so I'm going to need a cute keyboard with RGB that's white. That's what I need. And I'm like, listen, I got you. I understand what you need. However, I don't know what keyboard to get for you, and or if I like, what direction are we going to be going, you know what I mean? Like and like I've already started looking, but like the thing is that old gaming keyboards all had like a number pad and stuff, and now like people are just like, no, you don't want any of those extra keys, just make it as small as fucking possible. And I'm like, whoa, I use those keys. Like I'm having
such crazy deja vu. Have we talked about this before? Because like,
I'm sure we've talked about gaming keyboards before, but I don't know if we've talked about this,
Yeah.
But anyway, she wants this keyboard, and I know exactly what she wants, what she intends, but I'm trying to like find what it actually is that we want to get for her, because I want it to be like nice but functional, like, because like I see some that have like a little dial so you can control something, right? Like control your volume, whatever. You get some extra buttons or extra things to do things, right? And that's what I want for her, like something that does things. But like I grew up, I still have my old Logitech G15 that has like a little like LCD screen that like when you used to fire up like StarCraft, it had like a little display that was custom for the game that it was launching.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. I loved that. World of Warcraft also had like a little splash screen, and you could like change what you could change it to show you like your experience bar and stuff like that. Like it was cool. I loved that. So it was like, there's a lot of stuff, and now people like are making like the most stripped down keyboards possible. So, which is cool. I mean, like, I think that's fine too. Personally, what I want is, like, do you know what the IBM Beam Spring keyboards are? So this is like an original mechanical keyboard with beam springs. So its triggers are these like springs that bend. And then, they make contact, and then that's how you actually type. But the thing about this particular model is that one of the options you could get at the time, it's a IBM keyboard from the 80s. And this is when offices all had typewriters still. Like there's a lot of typewriters. So fucking loud, right? But that's the sound you're used to when you type a key. So they included, so it's got a metal case, and they had an option that you would get where they had a solenoid, like a metal solenoid, that every time you typed a key, it would slam down into the metal on the bottom of the keyboard to make it sound like you're typing on a typewriter. And it is the loudest fucking keyboard. And I want it so bad. I'm like desperate to like get one, get all the, several attachments I'll need to get it hooked up to a modern computer, and then actually take it to work, and then just be like crack, 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 crack. And just at least for like a couple hours in the morning or something, just to get people going, what the fuck you say? It probably won't last a couple hours, couple minutes, but like I love the idea of just going and be like crack, 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 crack.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, that's life goals, but I don't think that I could actually make that my like go-to keyboard. It just seems like fun. I just use like a Razer mechanical keyboard that I've been using forever. And Jeanette has a Razer too, but it's like, it's got the, the flat keys.
Yeah. So I had a Razer keyboard, and yeah, it worked fine.
Right.
But except for the fact that I just hate Razer Synapse. Like, it's just such a clunky piece of shit. And I don't know why, but like every time I start my computer, I get like a .NET critical error or whatever, and I have to basically, I gotta close Synapse, and then I have to start it in administrator mode, and then just like pray that it doesn't fuck up again. And so I just wanted to get, also my Orb Weaver, right, it used like legacy Synapse. So I have two different versions of Synapse installed.
Oh, because they stopped supporting it, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's such bullshit.
Yeah, they stopped making Orb Weavers, and they stopped supporting it. So it uses legacy Synapse. And so for my keyboard and my mouse, well, and my monitor, I guess, if I want to control the RGBs on my Razer monitor, I need Synapse. And I was like, I'm just so tired of having it. So I got a new G600 Logitech mouse.
Nice.
That's pretty dope.
Is that what I have? I have G600. I just flipped mine upside down to just see. Yeah, I use the G600.
The G600
so does Jeanette.
Pretty great. The hyper key, the ring key, Oh, it's so nice.
Can I tell you one complaint that's not
sure?
I won't say it's 100% its own fault.
Okay.
If I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, the game that I play, I've figured out, again, workarounds, me. If I have my DPI on desktop and in game the same, no problem. We're all good. If they're different, then when it tries to change the DPI of my mouse when I go to my desktop after closing the game just freezes. So when I was like, I would like try and exit the game, and it would just be like, sorry, game's not responding anymore, bro. And then I Googled around and found somebody saying like, oh yeah, you just get, it's because of the Logitech thing. And I was like, what the fuck? Why would Logitech? And they were like, yeah, close it, see what happens. And I closed it, and the app just closed immediately, like Final Fantasy closed. And I was like, what the hell? Why?
That's really weird.
So
well, you don't even have to have the software, because you can upload your profile to you can flash it onto the firmware onto your mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just keep it open so that I basically just use it for 1 through whatever 12 keys, and then I use Alt, and that's it. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not going to customize it for 100 different games. It's always going to be just so I don't have to reach up to my numbers to be able to use my skills. Use my skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do, because one thing that I do miss about my Orb Weaver is that it had like a little joystick on the thumb pad.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I used that as my movement in WoW. And now I don't have that. So I've got to figure out what my alternative is going to be. Do I want to put movement on my mouse?
Yeah.
Or do I want to still use WASD and then figure out like how I'm going to like use a modifier or even switch to a different layer to like you have access to my abilities, because what I want is for all the keys that like my fingers are closest to, which WASD would be part of that,
right,
to be ability keys, not movement keys,
right,
just like I had on my Orb Weaver. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to spend some time,
yeah, customizing,
working on my UI.
Yeah, you gotta work on your UI, as one does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than, gaming stuff, you might know, and the people at home might know that I was on vacation. That's where we've been.
Yeah.
A few things happened during that. One is there were, dude, that was insane. We were like on the coast, in a place that was basically a swamp. Like there was a giant swamp around us, but because there was a tropical storm and we had like consistent blowing winds, like the moment we got there, no mosquitoes. It was no problem. We were doing great. And I was like, this is awesome. Right. And when we got to the house that we were staying in, this Airbnb, there was a couple of like house flies, but we just like when we went to the shop to get groceries and stuff for our stay, I was like, I'll just get a fly swatter and I'll swat the ones I see and then we'll be done. Right. Which we did. That was fine.
Okay.
I cannot describe the nightmare scenario when it was like, oh yeah, the tropical storms calmed down, no problem, no strong winds today, and we were out. We were out at the at the beach. We went to Galveston and we were at the beach, and we took the ferry back to where we were and where we were actually staying, and we drove. It's like 30 minutes after the ferry. We finally got home, and the kids were watching a movie or episode of TV or whatever, and they were like, we don't want to get out of the car yet, we want to finish this episode. So we were like, fine, fuck it, like we got to bring all the stuff in from the beach anyway. And so Jeanette and I parked and started bringing stuff into the house, and then like went to go get the kids, and I poked my head in. Oh, they were watching Moana. Yeah, they were finishing Moana, and there was just a cloud of mosquitoes in the van. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And they were all around the kids, because like not only are the kids there, so like their doors were wide open, the back hatch of the van was wide open because we were taking stuff out, and like we hadn't seen a mosquito the whole time we were there. So like, what am I going to be afraid of? And it was more mosquitoes than I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it was literally like a swarm. And we got everyone inside, and closed the doors fast as we could, and then closed the doors of the van. I don't know, I thought like, I'm trapping them all in here. Like that we're going to get up tomorrow morning and we're going to have to like figure something out, because we got to get these mosquitoes out of the van somehow. But we got inside, and I was killing mosquitoes. Jeanette and I guess both were killing mosquitoes basically for the rest of the day, on ourselves, on the walls, on, just everywhere. The kids, I think, got a couple of mosquito bites. I got a lot. And then, Jeanette got like 20. Like she got bit everywhere. And like, the thing is like, if I get a mosquito bite, I'm like, oh man, that itches, but it's going to go away in 20 minutes. So no big deal. But Jeanette will get like a big fucking mosquito bite welts, and it like it drives her crazy. She's scratching it, and like when we go to bed, she's gonna scratch it until it bleeds, right? Like, it's just what's gonna happen. Like, she will do it like while she's sleeping. There's no way to stop it. And like, to the point where we're like, do they make gloves for adults to not scratch themselves in their sleep? And they do. As it turns out, they do. We didn't buy them yet, but like, maybe.
What about
maybe
like
we still
anti-itch cream or something?
That only works until it wears off, So, and what is she gonna cover her whole body in it? Like, literally,
take a bath in
legs, neck, arms, everywhere. She had bites. It was crazy. Like, and we always joke about the fact that like Jeanette has type O blood, and there's all these articles that are like, hey, like mosquitoes have a preference. They like type O blood, and she does get bit more than me typically when we're all out and about, around where mosquitoes are. But like not like a lot, like maybe 1 or 2 more bites than me, like nothing crazy. But this was a time where I was just like, I got bit like 5 or 6 times and she got bit like 20, 25. And I was like, oh, it's real. Like it's fucking real. So it was pretty bad. But yeah, that was fun. Not that part particular wasn't fun, but the vacation was fun. The kids had a really great time. We built some sandcastles at the beach. Our last day at the beach, I was in the water and we were hopping around, like Logan and I were in the water hopping around in waves, and I stepped on something that like stabbed me in the foot, and I have no idea what it was because this is Galveston and the water is brown and you can't see through it. So I stepped on something and it stabbed me in the heel and I have no idea what it was. And that didn't feel very good. So I now am like, I don't know how I feel about going in the ocean that I can't see anymore. But did I get it checked? Nah, I'm a man. I'll just die.
Something stab your foot at the beach? Be a man. Die.
Yeah, no, for real. No, Jeanette thought maybe it was a jellyfish, and I'm like, nah, that's not what a jellyfish feels like. It felt like something stabbed into my heel, and I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know. And I couldn't, it's not like I could like reach down and grab it, and figure out what it was. It may have just been like a shell, and I just stepped on it at the right angle and the shell poked me right in the heel, and that's that. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But I didn't feel comfortable being in the water after that, which is fine. We went for 2 days. We had a great time. And then, we went on our last day, instead of going back to the beach, we went over to the Houston Children's Museum, and the kids had just the best time ever. So it was good. Yeah, we did okay. And we made it fun for the kids, even though we were under a coastal flooding warning and had to drive through some flooded roads from time to time. We did okay, and they really had a great time. Like, and no matter what, it was an adventure for them. And like one day we couldn't go into like the town that we normally did to like, go and buy something. I don't know. We were going to go there and we were going to have like lunch and then go to the store or whatever, and then go back to our little house. And the road was flooded and covered with debris, like sand, everything had like covered the road. That was this coastal road. And so we had to turn around and go back up, through the town that we were in. And there's another town that was further into Texas. We went to this little store, this little shitty market, whatever, that had such inflated prices. Not great. But, the kids had a really good time, and they had these carts there where like, it was like a really like, I want to say low profile cart. The actual cart part was thin, but it had a big space for stuff under the cart. And so Logan sat on the bottom and he was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. Look at me. I'm on the bottom of the cart. Check this out. When there's something above me, I can poke it. So he just had the best time. So, we just had like a really great time, like just doing things. And, even though like we kind of, the Airbnb we stayed at was like in the sticks by the coast, which is fun because like that's the kind of vibe that, we like to have, whatever. But, we had to drive. Like if we went on a drive into Houston, like when we went to go to NASA or whatever, it's like an hour and a half one way. And we did that 3 times. So yeah, it was fun and interesting. Yeah, we had a good time. Vacations, take them if you can.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I mean, you know, what everything you just said though is like cool. I'm happy to let other people do that. My perfect vacation is not doing any of that. The perfect vacation for me is basically how I live my life on the weekends.
Yeah.
Turn off my alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And then just do whatever I want at home.
Yeah, I mean that we kind of did that last year. Like my dad, you know, he has this like timeshare thing that he does, and he like builds up points, and he's like, I gotta use them or else they're gonna expire. And I'm like, this seems like such a good investment. But he'll, because of that, like he lets us like take advantage of that, and he's like, oh, you totally like go stay at this place or whatever. And so last year we went and just stayed at this place that was just like a little condo at the lake near Austin, you know, like on Lake Travis. And so we were like 30 minutes from our house. Like I didn't have to have anyone take care of Oni, because when it was time to feed him, I just drove home and did it and then came back. Like it was no big deal. But the kids had the best time doing that also. So, and we just hung out like that summer. It was like 105, 106 every day. And it was pretty bad. And so we just stayed in and we played board games and did crafts and watched Andy stream, and it was a good time. Like we just had fun. So like, you know, you don't have to go anywhere crazy, but I did, like Jeanette and I were talking afterwards, and we were just like, you know, like, well, I don't know how long it'll be before I'm like, yeah, you know, I want to get back into water where I can't see what I'm stepping on. I don't know how long that's going to be for me. So instead, we might want to go somewhere where there's like clear water. And there's parts of the beach, you know, in Texas that you can go to where there is clear water. But like at a certain point, I was just kind of like, how much is it if we go to like a resort in Mexico and, you know, do that instead? Like one of those ones that's like all inclusive. So we don't have to worry about cooking. We don't have to worry about, because we had to like go shopping a bunch, and then Jeanette had to cook every once in a while, but we still like went out to eat, and, you know, so like we're spending all this money during doing all this stuff, which is fine. Like that's what you do on vacation. But I'm like, what if we just spent it all at once and then everything was taken care of and we didn't have to worry about that? And they had stuff for the kids to do. And so we just hang out, go to the beach, make sandcastles. So I obviously probably not next year, but maybe the year after, maybe that's something we could do. We all have our passports. So like, you know, maybe we could do that. Or we could go to Jeju Island, you know.
That's
maybe
an option too, yeah.
And Stray Kids will be there. See how I brought that back to Stray Kids?
Yeah.
It was really smooth. Yeah.
Like Rob Thomas.
Yeah, exactly like Rob Thomas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Make it smooth. Or else forget about it. Is that the lyrics? I'm not 100% sure.
It's not make it smooth. It's like give me your heart or something like that.
Listen, I don't process lyrics well.
Yeah.
So to me, like, unless I read the lyrics, like I keep, you know, the Chapel Roan song, Hot to Go. I know. I know that. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, right. Hot to Go. I know that it's hot to go. But I constantly, my brain is like HOTTOTO, and Jeanette's like, nope, it's a G, and I'm like, I know it is, but I hear a T, but I don't know what hot to toe means.
There's
Anyway.
there's a I guess it's dubstep. I don't know what to fucking call it. There's a song called Bass Cannon. Let's pull it up. Let's do this on let's do this
okay
on the watch together. Hold on. Bass Cannon.
Bass Cannon.
Where is it?
I don't know.
There
you tell me.
And all I hear is can of beans.
Can of beans?
Yeah. Just wait.
Okay. Okay. I see. Can of beans, can of beans, can of beans. Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah. It's enough. It's enough for me. I was gonna say, like, yeah, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway, I am ready.
Yeah, let's get this started.
To watch. Oh, wait. Well, we can't. We can't do that yet. I thought for a moment that we were going to watch SKZ Code, but first, I got to tell you what I did after we watched the last episode of SKZ Code.
Okay.
Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening in this show, right? Like we talked about this, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like the dating thing, whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said maybe I will watch the dating show, the real one, and so I immediately went and found it. It's like it was on like Tubi or some ad supported thing, and I like as soon as we finished, I stayed up way too late and watched like 2 episodes. All right, here's what I learned. One, at the very beginning, I was extremely confused because the way that Stray Kids starts, they're all sitting around a table, they're chatting or whatever, like they show up one after another. And then the way the show starts, the actual show, is they've got a bunch of people sitting around a table. And I was like, okay, all right. All these people must be exes of each other or whatever, and they're like having a discussion about like how like interesting it is to like, you know, meet with your ex and how like that can create some controversy, whatever. They're talking about things like that. So Jeanette is you know, she was watching a little bit, but she was like also like reading a book as she does. But then she like looks up and she's like, hey, isn't that guy on the end from The Boys? I'm like, wait a minute. I think he is from The Boys. What the fuck?
Like,
does he have an ex-girlfriend?
The show or the
No. Like
group.
The group that we saw on Kingdom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so this dude is there. And I'm like, yeah, I do kind of recognize him. So I spend some time Googling, and like sure enough, it is him. And I was like, so why is he on the show about the exes dating? And then it turns out that they have a group of like celebrities or hosts that watch the show with you and then react to things that happen.
Okay.
So they have like a panel, and then they have like a guest for a couple episodes at a time, and he was the guest on the first 2 episodes, right? And so like at first I was just very confused as to what was happening, because then they started like interviewing the actual contestants, and they've done a pretty good job of like showing, like they'll like have the contestants like talk about their significant other. They meet up before they go into the house, but they do like this split screen where you don't know if the person that they're showing on the split screen is the actual ex or not. And it is fucking fascinating, dude. Like I'm not like the biggest fan of like dating shows and stuff like that, but the at the end of the first episode, they're like, okay, you can send a text or I don't remember if you sent a text or you choose or whatever. They give you your phone and they're like, you need to choose who you're going to send a message to. And you can only send a message to one person. And so then, like, if you don't send a message to your ex, they're not going to get a message from you. And so, like, people who do get messages, they'll get, like, all the messages that were sent to them. But here's the, like, deepest, darkest shit that they've ever done is that, like, if you get a message, you don't know who it is that sent it. It's anonymous. And you might think, oh, maybe my ex sent me a message or whatever. That the staff sends you a message that goes, your ex did not choose you. And I was like, oh shit, oh drama. But there were a few exes that like picked their exes. But there was like this one dude who, like, I think going in, he thought, like, I'm not going to be like popular and I am only here for my ex. I fucked it up and I want to be back with her. So I'm doing this only so I can get back with her. And that dude, and he was like kind of quiet, kind of like dark, you know, just seemed really like nervous but just like a really, I don't know, like, he just had this like, cool personality. Does that make sense? Not like cool, like, oh, cool guy, but like cold, you know? And so he is like, I'm only interested in my ex. She's the one I'm here for, blah, 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 all the stuff. And then like they get to that point where they're like, oh, we're going to send you messages to you know, whoever you choose. He got 3 girls' messages, which means 3 of the guys in the house did not get picked. Well, I mean, he did get picked by his ex, so I guess 2 of the guys in the house did not get picked by their ex and had to like look at their phone and be like, fuck. On day 1, they have to know that their ex did not pick them, and then they have to like go about their business on the next day. So I was like, this show is fucked up and I'm here for it. Like, I can't wait. I don't remember who it was right now from The Boys that was the guest host. But other than being introduced in the first episode saying like, oh yeah, you're here, blah, 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 he didn't say a single fucking word. He like laughed from time to time and then just kind of smiled or nodded, and they would like cut to him and nod. And then it's just like this running gag between Jeanette and I where I was just like, hey, thanks, dude. Thanks for your input. Like, so glad you came. Like the other hosts are like being like really like rapid fire, like, oh yeah, I see this. Oh, maybe they're together, you know, like whatever, like really including themselves in it. And then this dude was just like, I'm here to smile. I'm here to smile. Cool. But, you know, still glad he was there because it was nice to see somebody from Kingdom, you know?
Yeah.
So that was cool. Anyway, so I have a better understanding of how these things go and how brutal they can be. So Exchange Island 2, I'm actually more excited for because now I understand it just a little bit better. So, yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to watch it right now. Hairband. Oh, Tom. Hey, so that was Exchange Island number 2. What did you think of this episode?
Wow.
Yeah. The energy for this one is so much more fun and chaotic and funny, I think, than the first episode. But if you didn't establish everything with the first episode, you couldn't have had this. So, you know, good on them for doing the first episode and trying to establish the rules and the relationships and all that stuff. This episode was so fucking funny. Yeah. I was laughing so hard. Especially at the end when they finally were picking people and like feeding each other and everything. Man, I miss these boys, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you miss these boys sometimes?
Yeah.
It's honestly like, I know that we talked about I'm going to go back and I'm going to keep watching that show. I'm now more interested in watching that show because I'm like, oh my God, like they're joking around, but like Changbin gets in the car right away with Lino at the end and then gets like 3 people trying to get him to come out and change partners. Like, holy shit. Like,
I want to see that with real people.
Yeah, what if it was real people who were just like, yeah, you know, I just didn't think anyone would want me, so I just stuck with whoever said they wanted me, and then finally get hooked up with the, you know, the person that they actually wanted to be with. Oh my god. Ah. Anyway, I just, it's got me interested for sure. I don't think that it will be as fun necessarily as this, other than enjoying the drama, you know?
Yeah.
Because this was super fun. It was just like, you know, like leaving the last date and the car ride. Most people were being like so typical of how they treat Changbin, you know what I mean? Like kind of mean to him, just like lighthearted ribbing kind of a thing. And then at the end, finally, when they're eating, just everyone in their confessionals is like, you know what? Just loved seeing how Changbin eats. And Changbin's like, you know, Felix fed me that pork and it was the best piece of pork ever. You know, it was real good. And I'm just like, man, like, you are that guy. You have always been that guy who was like, I'm going to eat lots of meat, and he will never not be that guy. So fucking funny. I love that Ayan and Hyunjin ended up together and just got to like spectate all of the drama happening around Changbin. And of course, icing on the cake, the perfect ending to any like fake romance among stray kids. Han and Lino getting together. and then them playing the BGM of Want So Bad, their couple song that they did together is just so fucking funny. I really want that song onto streaming services. Come on, guys, get it out by the end of the year, please.
Maybe it'll be on the new album.
I think they may do like a SKZ 2024. You know, they did the 2020 and then 2021.
Yeah.
I want them to do that for this year, and then just put everything that they've made on there, and then, you know, we can have all the good. It was just so funny. I love that. And then at the very end, we like really kind of jump back in time a little bit, because there was the SKZ Code episodes where they were playing baseball, and the two of them lost, and so their like punishment game was to come in super early, get an extra challenge to be able to earn a prize, and then they had to also set up the decorations. And like, while they were setting up the decorations, they were just like joking around a little bit. And they really edited it to be like, look at them flirting and having fun. Of course they ended up together. And it was just like, it was very cute. I love that. If you're a fan of Minsung stuff, like, this was the SKZ Code for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fun. Well, you know, the next time that we get together to record, we may be covering all the unveils and trailers for the new Stray Kids album, which is called 8.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because as of right now, there's not enough available. You know, we need more. We need more. So Stray Kids, do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
Put out more videos.
Oh, how much A2K do we have left?
A lot.
Oh.
Great. Like I don't know, 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's not like a crazy number, right? Yeah, but we have to do that. I imagine that we will do, just to give a rundown for everyone, we're going to probably do Stray Kids next week, covering the unveils and stuff. And then we will do A2K. Well, we'll probably, I don't know if the next week we will already have the album in our hands. Maybe. But in that case,
should we just drop some A2Ks, just sprinkle some A2Ks in there as bonus episodes while we
it's not a bad idea.
Get the SKZ stuff
yeah,
going?
because Yeah, because we're gonna be doing a lot of Stray Kids stuff, especially surrounding the whole comeback. So we should we could do some extra bonus episodes of A2K so we can get them both out there. And I think it is important for us to find out by the end how generous is he gonna be with his stones. You know, JYP,
yeah,
he's not that generous with his stones, so how generous will he be? You know,
that's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm like, do I have it on my soundboard? Oh, I found it. Never mind. I'm gonna cut all this for future me. Cut this, please.
I'm not that generous with my stones.
There you go.
Obviously, you're not that good.
I'm not. I'm obviously not. Damn it, JYP, you got me.
Wow, I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, the other thing. Look, if you've made it this far into the episode, stop that. If you've made it this far into the episode, thank you. Need You is going to be having a comeback soon.
Oh, snap.
So, I don't know, maybe we'll find a way to fit some of that in too. They're the girls, right?
Yeah.
You know? So, because they just started putting out some teasers also. So
I think I saw some of that on Reddit, but I didn't look into it very much.
No, I checked earlier because I was looking for the Stray Kids stuff, and I wanted to see, what do they have? And on the JYP YouTube channel, there was 2 recent teasers, and I was like, oh shit, we're gonna get Stray Kids and we're gonna get Need You. Yes. So
Stray Kids Need You collab.
I mean, we've kind of, sorta had that in the past because they did Paradise. But that was through Retro Producing, not an actual
I'm not talking
collab.
about a kind of sorta. I'm talking about
Right.
full on.
Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And if you want to do it, you should go to makeastay.com. Isn't that right, Tom?
That's right. Makeastay.com.
You could join the Discord and come and hang out with all the cool people.
It's true, yeah.
And we will. Will this episode come out before this? We will do a live stream when the album drops. We have for the last 3 or 4 albums, so we're gonna be doing it. No worries, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, because I'm caught up.
Yeah, Tom's caught up. He can do that.
I've been caught up.
Yeah.
Although I don't, I still stay away from new content until we get a chance to sit down or
Smart. Good. I'm glad you do because I don't want any spoilers for you, you know?
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't really be spoilers.
I mean,
if it's happening and then I'm a part of it and then we talk about it later.
Among their content, like SKZ Code, you are behind again. And so am I because I enjoy watching it along with you for the first time. So I haven't been watching all the SKZ Codes.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
This is my first time through too. And, we're going to have fun.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, we are I mean, I don't know how much content is out there, but we're pretty behind. It feels
pretty behind. Yeah, there's 12 episodes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you want to be behind, what? Anyway. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Obviously, you're not that good.